I'm just gonna say right now, this is the most painful thing I think I've ever done in my entire life. This is a 2-hour recording that was supposed to take about 45 minutes. 45 minutes. No, actually, I think this actually comes out to closer to 3 hours because there was more recording I had to do on my PC. So basically, a 3-hour project that was supposed to take less than an hour. Like, this has to be ridiculous. So, I'm about to explain this, but earlier I went to Micro Center, like a week earlier, and I bought some RAM, particularly 32 gigabytes of DDR4 to upgrade myself, and I bought 2 case fans. We only end up using one, and actually by the end of this, I had disconnected my fan header, so, and it was only an RGB fan, and that's still how it's sitting in my PC to this day. I have a fan that's not a fan. Literally the most painful thing I've ever done. Watch till the end to see how painful this actually was for me. And so, I got 2 fans for my PC case. I'll show y'all why I got these in just a second, but I got 2 Arctic reverse RGB fans to put on the bottom of my case. You'll see why I did that in a second. But I got these bad boys. I hope y'all can hear me okay. Okay, that's loud. So I got these 2 bad boys for my fan. And then I'm rocking 16 gigabytes of RAM. And we got 32 gigabytes of RAM. The retail price for this thing is $500 retail for DDR4 32 gigabytes. That's insane. Micro Center had this on sale for $250 and I snagged it. I don't know what the market price of RAM is. I think 32 gigabytes should be around $250, but for some reason this is $500. So, and these both were $16 each. So it came out to like $30. Like, it came out to basically $300 for the whole trip. And then this is just a souvenir. It has no money on it whatsoever. I just like it sitting up there, so I remind myself that I actually was there. Okay, so I have an Okeanos case. And so this is the accessory kit to it right here. And so the thing about what happened last time was I took one of the GPU standoffs off and I lost it. So my GPU has a sag bracket, which I'm about to show you, but it's not screwed in. So we're gonna need to open this up and figure that out. Let's grab the PC. PC looks like, so as you see down here, there's no fans. This is the PCU basement. It's really hot in here. This is the PCU basement. So we're gonna put 2 fans, 120 right here and right here, just to get some extra RGB. That's literally the only reason we have fans. I'm gonna go ahead and take the dust thing off. There is some dust. Oh, you can see it there. Oh, wait, you could really see it from that angle. I'm gonna put that down as well. And then let's undo the RAM. So I'm going to take that off. Take this off. Okay. And we are selling. I'm going to sell the 2 sticks of RAM I have. PNY clocked at 2600. Like the base clock. 16 gigabytes of RAM. I will be selling this on eBay for about $100, I believe. I don't know, I'm going to re-look at market price, but I feel like that's what I'm going to sell it for. Perfect condition. Only been used for about a month. I want to say open box on it, but I don't think you can. I got money. The RAM is out. I repeat, the RAM is out. Both standoffs are out. If we were going to put all 4 sticks in, I would put the 2 8GB sticks in channel 2. And then put the 32 in channel 1. So I would put my new kit in 2 and 4, and I would put the old kit in 1 and 3. So there wasn't so much, you know. Yeah, everything's looking good. We're just gonna shove some case fans in, and now it's time for the big moment. We've only been recording for 15 minutes and we're already putting the RAM in. It's a pretty simple upgrade, honestly. If I can get the RAM open. Here we go. $500 open. Boom. Okay, that was way more premium than the... Oh! I got a sticker. I didn't know they came with stickers. That's cool. Okay. I don't know how you get them out. Oops. Let's get this RAM out. Okay, oh, this is thin. Much thinner than my 16 gigabyte one. Much thinner. The heat sink is much thinner than the 16 gigabyte one. Like, these sticks of RAM are thin. Like, that's how thin it is compared to this. Like, this is a beefy boy compared to this. And second one. In. Man, that is stable. Okay, they're in. We're going to save this little box here with the instructions and everything. Actually, I'm going to read the instructions. I just clicked the power button. Oh, my heart dropped. Okay, let's open these fans. They're really heavy. I've never had single fans before. So this is going to be interesting. I wonder how good y'all can hear me now, because I am, like, shifting away. Like, I'm putting the PC more towards the mic, so y'all may not be able to hear me as good. So let's open this up. I'm going to bear you the struggle of having to watch this, because this was truly horrible. So we open up the case fans, and I believe there was no manual inside the case fans. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh no, I have no idea what to do. So instead of consulting my instruction manual, I consult Claude. And I think it went something like this. I tried to scan the QR code on the back. It had nothing. So, I mean, I feel like we just went back and forth. Anywho, to just save you the pain of having to watch all that, I'm just telling you now. Also, now that I've edited through an hour of recording, this was the moment that I realized I messed up and things started to go severely downhill. No. I do not. Yo, I totally do. Oh! Okay. This is going to be much more painful than I thought it was going to be. We're going to have to remove the PCU. I swear, if I have to remove this microphone from its little cubby to record a voiceover one more time, I'm going to lose my mind. But, so basically what happened here is I flipped the case over, like you saw in the speed up just a second ago. I flipped it over. That is when I realized that as I'm trying to put these fans in, that my bottom fans need to be screwed in from under where the PSU is, or that's what I thought needed to happen. See, after we attempt to remove the PSU, making it where only the CPU 8-pin connector, or 6-pin, I think mine's 8-pin connector was removed. We couldn't remove that 8-pin connector for the CPU, so I lost my mind about that. We remove all the cables from everywhere, take the power supply out where it's like hanging for its life, and then we realize that no, that is not how you install it. You don't install it from the back because you can't get a screwdriver back there. So then my brain finally clicks into full gear, and it's like, what about the instruction manual included in that accessories box that you pulled out for your case? This is when we finally figured out that there are longer screws inside of a bag that you screw in. Let's go to that part. Yeah, it shows much longer screws for... Wait, were there screws included? No. Doesn't matter. Are there long screws like that included? Yes! Oh, no way. Boys, we hit the jackpot. Shout out to the manual for making this one possible. Oh, we hit the jackpot! Hey, 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 hey! Guess who hit the jackpot? Hey, 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 hey! Okay, so now it looks like we just screw in the things. And I can't show y'all me doing this, but it looks simple. So I guess I should have read the manual when I realized. After further review, the ruling on the play is totally incomplete. I had to pull the mic out again because I don't explain things enough. The next video I do, I'm going to explain things so detailed that y'all will have to listen to my voice, and I will never have to do a voice over ever again. Very unrealistic, obviously. So, you may be wondering what I mean by the ruling on the field is incomplete. Well, I went to take the long screws and screw them into the bottom. I get the screws, and I'm like, I don't think this is good enough. And so I'm looking at the screws, and I'm trying to put the screws in, and I try to screw the screws in. They're not screwing into anything. You can see where this is going. My fans were literally less than an inch thicker than what the screw could hit the bottom of the case to screw in. Less than an inch. I am so mad. Now, I have thought about it, and I could have uninstalled the fans from the top of my case, put them on the bottom, and then the screw would actually fit, and put these fans on the top, but that would have been 1, way too much work, 2, way too much re-cable management, as I would soon learn my zip tying skills were a little bit too good, and I zip tied the top fans in so well that I'm probably never going to be able to get those out, which is a problem for another day when we replace, I don't know, the case. So yeah, problem after problem. I need to do better next time, I guess. I want to make sure I say the zip tie isn't completely zip tied around. There is some loose space, but I would need wire cutters, and I only had scissors at the time, so thanks. Picking up the mic again, but I came to the conclusion that I'm just going to zip tie the case fans in and hope they don't airlift, which will come back to the second case fan later. Okay, guess who's smart? I am. Okay, we've zip tied the fans down, updating with an audio. We have zip tied the fans down. Now you may be saying, Grant, doesn't this make what you did earlier, removing the power supply, obsolete? No, I still would have needed to remove the power supply to get the zip ties down. So, unfortunate, yes. Does it work? Don't know yet. Quick update here. If zip tying your case fans down is the absolute last option you can do, and you need them to run at 100%, that's what I stress test pretty much by not plugging my fan connector in all the way, so it was loose, so the fans would run at 100% or whatever. Anywho, I'd set the case fan to run at 100%. I had 3 of the 4 sides zip tied down, and I played 4 games of Fortnite, and the thing did not airlift, did not snap a zip tie, perfectly fine. Now, I do want to mention, I kind of don't know what I did, and after I plugged the case fan back in all the way, it still was running at 100%, so I ended up unplugging the case fan connector, so it's just an RGB fan. So I realize how stupid that is, something I may fix down the line, or may not, I don't know, but anywho, just giving y'all a quick update on that. Basically, conclusion of the whole thing is you can zip tie your case fans if it's the absolute last option. Okay, so here's where we ran into our 50th problem of this, and this is why the case fan is now on the Build Labs outlet. It's on there because when I went to put the second one in, I realized that I couldn't zip tie it down because the zip ties were so thick and bulgy that I couldn't put them right next to each other and zip tie it down securely. So I only got to put 1 fan in. And again, that's still how it is right now. So I feel, this second fan is not going to work. Rest in peace, the second fan. First fan will work. And with the second fan being, with the second fan being gone, I'm actually going to be able to use more zip ties on the first one, so it'll be more safe. But this fan should be available on eBay for $15. It's new, open box. I may give anyone... I'm going to cut you off there, Grant. I was about to say something about I could put a discount code on the eBay thing. That's not what we're going to do. If you go to Outlet, you'll see the lowest price is $6. However, if you go to eBay, the price will be $12. If you click the Make an Offer button and you type in $6, I think you'll have to type in 6.01. If you just type that in, I will immediately accept your offer and you'll get the thing for $6, 50% off. Fans are in, and like dead secure. Not gonna lie, they are secure, and there's only one of them. So, great job to whoever decided that. Totally wasn't me. Okay, we should have zip tied the cables with the zip ties, but it's fine. We will figure it out. Now we have to reinstall the PSU. Let's clean up our workspace just a little bit here. Okay, so right before something big happens, we test boot it, and voila, all the fans are red, which I didn't have it on, which freaked me out, but it was fine. It boots, and the fan is working, so that's amazing. It's really loud, but it's working, so amazing. We don't have a GPU in, but we're about to solve that. Right before we get the GPU in, my grandma calls. My grandma decided to call, and I talked to her while I installed the GPU and screwed the GPU in. And that's all I did. I didn't power it back on before I got off the phone with her. So everything's good. Let's power that on now with the GPU installed to see if it boots. Booting? Actually, this isn't the first boot. So I am going to go ahead and pop that on. And we're going to pop the side panel on. Yeah, we're doing this dirty style. Who's ready? Ready? Plugged in. Switch on. Boom. It looks so much better with the bottom fan. It adds so much light. So, I had a problem. A major problem. So just watch the colors of these fans spin while I explain the problem. So, I installed brand new RAM. And my computer freaked out when I first booted. And all of my fans were running at 100%. No matter what I did, they were running at 100%. I fixed that problem. It was a problem with the cord that I was using. I guess I nicked the top 3 fans, and then the bottom fan had already been nicked. So that was just something that happened. And then when you reinstall new memory, I went to enable XMP, and the setting is grayed out. It's still like that to this day. Comment if you know how to fix that. And 2, my Windows lost its freaking mind. I can't even describe how bad it was. It wouldn't let me log in using my password. It made me log in using my Microsoft account password. It just lost its mind. It freaked out. So let's get into the stress testing real quick of all the fans, and this is how I was making sure everything was fine after I figured it out, which took a lot of reboots and reboots. So something I would like to mention is previously, if I went into MSI Majestic Light and I had set the CPU temperature, it would be green for 50 degrees, red for 70 degrees, and black for 90 degrees. That's the main reason why I was freaking out, because when I held down my RGB button, the fans would go to black, and that's how I enabled Majestic Light on the thing. And I still can't figure this out to this day. Let me test it real quick. Like, every time I hold down the button, they just go to black. I may have nicked something in my ARGB controller, because that is one of the things I had to touch. But I don't know, something really weird has happened with Majestic Light, and that setting just refuses to work. Majestic Light completely just does not work on every single one of my fans. Just does not work, which is really disappointing. I used to love that feature, by the way. For all of you nerds, I have the full benchmarking of my computer with the 32 gigabytes in the description. But for you non-nerds, here's the score on my thing, and this was exactly after, so you can see all my temps and stuff and how high they were and all the cool things. But this is, it seemed to run perfectly fine. One thing I am noticing is MSI Afterburner still does not recognize that I have 32 gigabytes of RAM or 31,000 megabytes, and that's a little annoying because even to this day it says you have 18,000 megabytes, which wouldn't make sense for 16 gigabytes of RAM, but that may just be some kind of glitch because I see 32, I can use more than 18, it's really weird. But other than that, it seems like everything runs perfectly smoothly, and even though this upgrade was one of the most annoying I've ever done, it works, and now we have 32 gigabytes of RAM. Thank you everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.